Hi there, so this is the second in my series of thoughts on how to help you adapt, lead, survive and thrive during this Covid-19 experience. And today I wanted to pick up on some things that my coaching clients are saying, and today's subject is I'm losing track of what day it is. And wanted to talk to you about routine in the context of boundary setting. But rather than looking at routine as being something that you decide what you're going to do every day, so I am going to do yoga at 7 or I'm going to have breakfast at 10 or whatever it might be, think about routine as looking at what you need. So if you had a piece of paper in front of you and you had 3 categories of things that you need: things that energize you, things that nourish you, and things that help you quiet your mind and switch off from your work. I'm making the assumption here that you are somebody who loves your work, is very driven, and is finding this home experience very challenging on many different levels. So if we look at each of those categories and think about the things that are available to you within each of those. So for example, energizers. We're looking here at trying to get the good hormones raging in our body. So oxytocin, serotonin, dopamine, get them all bubbling around. So things that energize you could fall into the category of movement and exercise. And there'll be different things that you might want to do there. So obviously lots of online resources at the moment that are free. It might be something creative, or a range of different creative things that you draw energy from. So these are not things that calm you down, these are things that energize you, make you feel uplifted. Your energizer could simply be being outside. You might be energized by being around people. So how do you recreate that now? So Zoom conversations with groups of people, maybe joining different groups so you're getting different perspectives on things. I'm finding that really useful at the moment. So that's your energizers. Then looking at things that nourish you. So these are things that are really going to sustain your physical as well as your mental health. So if we look at exercise in that category, that would be things that could be more like yoga or Pilates, so that work at a deeper level and to calm the nervous system, so move us away from the sympathetic nervous system, because probably we're all operating in quite a consistent level of fight or flight at this moment, and trying to get us back into that parasympathetic nervous system to just calm everything down. Other things that nourish you could also be some of the creative endeavours, maybe things like colouring. I'm finding that quite useful. I've got some colouring books, adult colouring books, that I've dragged back out. And other things that nourish you, baths, so Epsom salt baths, scents, smells, anything to do with the 5 senses, and helping you check in with those is going to help. And meditation will also help in that regard. And Andy Puddicombe is giving all of his Headspace, or most of his Headspace stuff, for free at the moment. I will put links in the video comments to some of the stuff that I'm talking about here. And then the final thing is things that help you switch your brain off. So again, being aware that we're all probably fairly hypervigilant at the moment, knowing what you need to step away from that. So I know for myself, I have switched off all my notifications on my phone. So I'm choosing when I go in to look at WhatsApp groups, for example, or choosing when I go to look at the news. I am actually only looking at or listening to the news once a day, if that. Yesterday I avoided it completely, which I found really helpful. And the other things that help you switch off, anything that absorbs you. It might be playing with your children, it might be helping them to do something, it might be decorating around the house. So some of these activities will fit into each of those categories. So what energizes you, what nourishes you, what helps you switch off. But when you're thinking about your routine, think about what you need rather than what you do, and then be flexible with that, because you might set yourself an intention and wake up and think, actually, I thought I was going to need to do yoga, or I was going to do yoga. That's not what I need right now. I actually need a bit of Joe Wicks and some HIIT. So make your choices every day, be flexible, be kind to yourself, And if you do all that, then you will still have energy to be able to do what you need to do from a work perspective. Next time, we'll come back to this concept of boundary setting, and we'll look at how to stop people stepping over all of your boundaries. See you next time.